Welcome back into the Chic-fil-A Holiday Tournament at Nashua South High School. Matt Everett joined by Jason Roby for the girls semifinal number 2 between the Nashua North Lady Titans and the Merrimack Tomahawks. Nashua South just advanced to the championship of the tournament, defeating Alvern by a 44-38 score in a nail-biter. And right off the opening tip-off, it'll be a turnover for Nashua North, who will send out their starting 5 of Bianca Gerjorsen, Jordan Choate, Olivia Mazarol, Grace Carden, and 6'4" junior Victoria Conrad. And Merrimack, the Tomahawks, wearing the blue-on-blue uniforms. Nashua North with the home white-on-whites. All Nashua teams will be wearing white here in this tournament. Merrimack, their starting 5 of Teresa Todarski, Samantha Page, Heather Rohr, Riley Crampton, and McKenna DeFossis. Merrimack slowing things up offensively to get things started. It's DeFossis, the senior, up top, working it around to Crampton. Wearing number 23, looking to spin around for Gorin.
Good man-to-man defense out there by the Titans early on. Yeah,
not allowing anything downstairs. They try and pass down low. It falls into the hands of Crampton, who steps out of bounds, and Merrimack turns it over. With the Nashua North's ball heading up the other way, and we'll see a nice steady diet of Bianca Gershgorin offensively bringing the ball up. Nashua North moving from left to right.
Merrimack will pick up their man-to-man defense at half court.
Driving downstairs, has her pass knocked away. Olivia Mazarol, great rebound from Victoria Conrad, multi-sport athlete, also throws the shot put. Her Dutilli first-year coach tells me that their goal is to get her to dunk in a game sometime in the next 2 years. They've been practicing it. It's something that they practice. Has her working up from a tennis ball to a small basketball. They hope to get her an in-game dunk sometime in the next 2 years. She's got some hops. A rebound turned away, grabbed by Jordan Choate. They'll reset back up top to Gershgorin. Olivia Mazarol, offside baseline. Choate once again, the junior spinning things around to Gershgorin.
Great positioning there by Conrad.
And they try to dump it down to her, but it goes off the hand. She was being bumped around a little bit by Twardowski and turned over once again. Still no points. A minute and a half into this game. Michael Susi and the Merrimack Tomahawks trying to break this full court press as Nashua North backs off. Still 0-0. Bringing it up the court will be Riley Crampton, the 5'7" senior guard. Shot attempt, mid-range shot by DeFossis, no good. Crampton with the rebound, throws one up, her shot no good. She's able to bring down her own board. Page over top. Twardowski looking for a drive. Crampton, good ball movement into the corner for DeFossis. That air ball no good, and the foul over the back. That's Heather Rohr, the only Tomahawk to not get involved in that offensive possession, commits the foul for the turnover.
Well, what I saw there from Merrimack is good, crisp ball movement. They reversed it really well, brought it back, got a good look. Unfortunately, it ends with a foul for them, but I like what I've seen thus far.
Looking into the corner and driving is Mazarol. She tries to go up over the top, and a foul called. Good job of really taking it to Samantha Page and that defense downstairs. And we'll get our first foul shots. Olivia Mazarol, daughter of Nashua South boys basketball coach Nate Mazarol, and she's looking to put the first point on the board with the free throw. Right-handed release is up and no good off the back of the rim, so
Olivia right now, Matt, ranked #1 in the state in the high jump, a 5'4" high jumper, so doubles also on the track team, pulling double duty.
Jillian Waller stepping in for substitution for Merrimack, and Mazarol's shot is good. So a couple of field athletes. You hear a lot about track.
Yeah, right,
As much
exactly.
about field, but you've got Conrad and Mazarol, two of the better shot putters and high jumpers in the state respectively. And another turnover will give North the ball back. Inbounding is Grace Carden. Bringing it up is Gershgorin. Now to Choate on the far side. Conrad up top calling for it. Conrad sets the pick. Drives downstairs as Mazarol has it. The handoff to Carden. Trying to get out of the corner. Spinning around, she's double teamed. Fires it up to Conrad, no good. She tips it back down to Page, and the Tomahawks turning it the other way, going from right to left. The good thing about Conrad's height is she knows how to use it, sticks the hands up. Problem is they have not been able to find her clean passes as of yet.
It looks like also North starts their offense with her at the top of the key or the top of the foul line extended, so would like to see her more down on the block, taking advantage of her size, of her height.
Because all she needs is to get the ball upstairs. No one can go up with her, and then it's just a matter of the feet spinning around and just keeping that ball high.
Good quick hands there by Olivia Mazarol, almost creating the turnover for North.
Riley Crampton able to find it. She picks up her dribble, guarded tightly by Gershgorin. Samantha Page now with it, swings it to Twardowski on the left. Pass back up top, nearly took Crampton out with it. Intent to work it around the top thus far is Merrimack. Twardowski tries a drive. Nothing there as Waller starts the swing. It's tipped off the hands of DeFossis. And the Titans taking it, leading 1-0, and Kurt Dutilli calling the timeout. Tough to remember a time when both Nashua North and South had first-year head coaches at the helm of their bench, but they've both done a good job. And John Bourgeois for South, and now Kurt Dutilli leading this Nashua Lady Titans squad. And we were at their practice last week filming a preseason package, getting ready for some of these teams, and he told his team, we're not ranked. They did not rank us to start the year, but that's something that we should aspire early. Yeah, and Coach Dutilli right now, everywhere he's been, he's had success. And talking to some of the girls, they're very confident, and they really like some of the things that they're doing at their practices in preparation for these games. And, you know, Coach Dutilli's still really learning his team, learning what he has, learning who the kids are on his bench. So what you see here today might not be the final product that you see, you know, 2-3 weeks from now. Gershgorin taking it up, still 1-0 to score. We're almost halfway through the first quarter of action, and McKenna DeFossis with the foul down on the baseline. We get our first look at a Kurt Dutilli coached inbound play. These inbounds from underneath your own basket, you can really get creative. They're running the box and working around the top, trying to find Mazarol. She has position, but they didn't get it to her. Covered it well by Waller. Instead, they'll fire up a prayer to Conrad, and her shot attempt is knocked away. Yeah, Conrad got doubled up down there and get their hands on the ball. So for the Tomahawks' struggles offensively, they've been very stout on the defensive end of the ball. Only allowed 1 point. Problem is they haven't scored any of their own. So that one's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tomahawks. Down to DeFossis. She's got some room. Throws up a pass. Conrad. Good help by Conrad there. The baseline was Merrimack's for the taking, and Conrad stepped in. Conrad streaking to the basket. Instead, Choate works it up top to Gershgorin. Setting up some offense. She'll pass and drive. Mazarol with the ball now. Over halfway through quarter number one. 1-0 to score. 3:50 to play. Going to drive. Throws it up as Carden, and the first field goal of the game is good. Grace Carden, wearing number 14. Now Merrimack with some tempo and some numbers the other way. The pass goes to Waller. Tries the lay-in. Great defense by Choate. A clean block, and she's got the rebound. Great job by Choate there as she goes up and gets ball, and North running on the offensive end. They get it into Conrad. She fires it up, just a bit too much on it. Still no call. They're going to go ahead and give it to the Tomahawks. So now they're finding ways to get the ball to Conrad. And she's not going to have many clean looks. She knows that going in. You're going to be all over her, especially balls in the air for a while heading in her direction. No doubt. When you have that kind of height advantage, you can expect double teams to come your way more frequently than not. Wholesale changes coming in for the Titans. Caitlin Lorendi was a pair of other Titans in for the first time, including Lillian Brooks. Lorendi guarding tightly. They bring in Lorendi for her foot speed and her defensive prowess. She is the daughter of head football coach at Nashua North, Dante Lorendi. I always joke with him, good thing she got her mother's athleticism. This one pulled down by Cho, working it up the other end is Natalie Burgess, the other Titan to check in, and long two-pointer good from Lillian Brooks. So into the game and on the stat sheet right away. All Titans early, 5-0 to score. This one rolling out of bounds. They're going to say it went off of the foot of Jordan Choate, 6-foot junior. And this game, Jason, starting out eerily similar to that South Alvern game, with the Nashua team leading big at least early. This long shot, no good, pulled down by Olivia Mazarol. We've seen some good defensive efforts here from the Titans as Lorendi pushes the ball up. Trying a drive, double team in. This one bounced off and foul called. We'll see Lillian Brooks at the free throw stripe. And the one thing, if you're Coach Dutilli, you're saying, look, when you feel that double team coming, chances are you have somebody rolling to the basket behind you. Good that she gets the 2 foul shots, but you want to make sure that if you see someone rolling, she hits the first of 2. You see someone rolling, it's an easy bucket. Brooks good on the first one, 6-0 the lead with 2:32 left to play in the first. Second of 2, nothing but the bottom of the net, so a 7-0 lead. Titans up by a touchdown plus an extra point.
And Brooks leading all scorers at this point, 4 points.
Twardowski just does bring it across the half-court line.
Yeah, backside skip.
Wide open with Samantha Page. She'll drive, rolling and out. Choate will bring down the rebound for North. Great pass over the head of a defender. It's Mazarol driving, blocked cleanly, but the ball will stay with the Titans. What a defensive effort from Riley Crampton.
Nice job by her to take away the easy hoop for North.
Choate to inbound underneath their own basket, looking for Mazarol. Bounce pass instead goes to Burgess, and the Tomahawks able to keep it in bounds with 2 minutes to play in the first.
Quick hands by Kara Bike there. She reaches in. Oh, we got a little collision down there near the Titan bench.
Samantha Page, who was trying to go coast to coast, very nearly did. Instead, they'll inbound from underneath their own basket. Checking in, Shannon Sidwani. She'll come in to replace Crampton, so Sidwani for Crampton, 2:05 to play in the first. Merrimack to inbound, wide open Samantha Page. And a foul called on the floor.
That was a great inbounds pass to Samantha Page, and Choate came over late, went up with the fake and jumped into her.
Sidwani back up top, they'll reset to Twardowski. He's done a lot of the ball handling in the last few minutes. Whipping it around the outside, looking down low. Trying to get something going is Waller. Instead, Sidwani comes up with it and resets up top. Under 2 to play in the first. It's Twardowski. Over to Sidwani. Hasn't put the ball on the floor just yet. Samantha Page fires a 2. That one's good, and Merrimack on the board.
Highly contested shot there by Samantha Page. Nice job on the finish.
Randy finds Mazarol, burying herself into the corner. Choate with a lane, back out. It's Mazarol with it, looking for Lorendi. Instead she'll go up top to Lillian Brooks. Mazarol in the corner once again, tries a reversal, blocked and stolen. And Lorendi with the foul in front of the Merrimack bench. How about a couple of big blocks early from the Tomahawks on some drive?
Yeah, it looks like they're getting beat on the baseline. They recover quickly, go straight up, and are getting a nice job on the defensive side, blocking a couple of shots, changing the trajectory of others. So
you mentioned they've been getting beat, but they did a great job of recovering,
yeah,
panicking and going for the ball, not the body. Double team trap at the top. Sidwani looking inside, has an open shot. Three-pointer, good. That's number 25, Kara Bike. Her first points of the game, and all of a sudden, Merrimack within 2. Lorendi to bring it up the court from left to right. She'll spin. Tries to find a man. That one knocked away. Lorendi trying to get in the way. It's Twardowski going up. The layup's good, and she'll go to the line to try and complete the and one.
And that's a great finish there by Twardowski. Goes up with the left, and Lorendi leans into her. Gets called for the foul. Chance for a three-point play here for Teresa Twardowski.
A 7-0 run for Merrimack. They were down a touchdown, 7-0, and all of a sudden this one tied with 42.2 to play in the first. So looking to complete the three-point play is Twardowski. Right-handed release off the back of the rim, no good, so she grabs her own rebound. There's the free throw.
4-point play for Twardowski.
That's as good as it gets, and even similar shots there. That one a light jumper from the free throw line. Bianca Gershgorin back into the game. To Mazarol, and also checking in during that free throw is Natalie Burgess. Jordan Choate to Gershgorin. Looking downstairs, pass up top. Too much on the layup, but the rebound grabbed by Burgess. Fight for it, and Merrimack comes out, 15 seconds to go. Here's Smartwani, the lay-in is no good, rolling around, and she grabs her own board. Right to Choate. I don't think she knew where the rest of her teammates were. And
you see things get a little frantic at times, Matt, and you want to tell them, great job, great hustle. Now get your composure back. You don't have the numbers, so you're not going to have a chance to get an easy make. Settle things down.
Aliana Mercado checking in for the first time. She'll spell Olivia Mazarol, who takes a seat on the bench for the first time. So Gershgorin finds Mercado checking into the game. Fires up
nice
a
left
shot. That buzzer beater is good.
Wow.
A runner with some baby soft touch. And after 1 quarter of play, Nashua and Merrimack tied at 9 points apiece. So Mercado with the nice touch. The 5'7" junior coming in and making an impact early. After one quarter, it is as even as it gets, Jason. 9 points aside, 5 fouls aside. It was all Titans early. The Tomahawks, a great job of recovering and coming back offensively.
I think what you're going to see here is a nice back and forth. These teams are, I hate to say mirror images of one another, but really a lot of similarities. A great aggressive defense, good job on the boards, good crisp passing. Yeah, you've got two clubs that are really similar teams, and as a result, you've got 9-9 going into the second quarter.
I will say one advantage that Merrimack has had is the three-point shooting. They've been able to set up more open shots on the outside, and you notice when Conrad went out of the game, that's what Nashua North was kind of trying to set up a little bit more. I think Conrad is going to have a bit more of a presence in the second
I would agree with you. That's a matter of finding your identity early, and I think Merrimack knows what they are. And meanwhile, North, maybe, as we talked about Coach Dutilli, trying to find out what groups work well together in what situations. And so for him and his staff, finding that balance will be something that they get better at, I think, as the season progresses.
So Nashua North getting the second quarter started with Gershgorin and Choate, along with Victoria Conrad, who's coming off the bench. Grace Cardin. And Mercado stays in the game after that buzzer-beating runner. Trying to get her a bit more involved in the offense. So 9-9 after one quarter. 8 minutes to play in the first half. It's Cardin to inbound. She finds Gershgorin, who receives it with the left. Mercado. The baseline to Conrad up top. 6'4" junior finds Jordan Choate, the 6' junior. Choate drives, sets up, and dishes to Mercado. Works around a screen, fires up a left. Too much on the shot, grab. That was Kira Bike able to keep that one in bounds and turn the offense around the other way. Twardowski trying to drive. Dukes the shoes out of McCartan. Here's a three-point attempt from Bike. No good. Rebound grab by Conrad. Not the first or the last time we're going to say that today. Conrad, a real presence downstairs. Choate tries to drive the one-hand pass, knocked out of bounds. Right place, right time for Shannon Sadwani.
Going back to that last possession by Merrimack, Twardowski does a real nice job of not pushing off with that forearm. A lot of times you see kids when they drive, they use that forearm to push off, and she did not. Good composure under there.
Choate to inbound, bounce pass.
Nice pass by
left
Choate.
Hand and in. Nashua North with the lead, 11-9.
Mercado comes in right off the bench, has 4 quick points for the Titans.
An open three passed up by Bike. She'll try and drive, and Conrad just had to step in the way, and she'll get called for the foul. That's the 6th team foul. That should put Merrimack into the bonus.
Little stutter step there by Bike, and Conrad comes out. Bike uses her speed to go by her, and Victoria has to reach, or it's an uncontested layup.
Crampton checks back in. Twardowski out. McKenna DeFossis also checks in, so
both benches being utilized here in the early going.
Crampton gets the ball. She'll fire a pass. Three-point shot. No good off the front of the rim from Jillian Waller. That one rolling around. Conrad comes up with it. She'll find Jordan Choate at the 7-minute mark of quarter number 2. Here's Gershgorin, open on the left side. Goes downstairs to Conrad, spins, jumps, shoots, no good. The shot was short.
Good look, good set play there. Find Conrad and keep going back to it.
I think her problem so far has been not knowing exactly where she is.
Her spot on, yeah.
Exactly. This one tipped away. Conrad coming together. That was DeFossis who took the majority of that blow.
Maybe a frustrating play there by Victoria. She pats her on the shoulder.
That's the 7th team foul against Nashua North, so that'll send McKenna DeFossis to the line for a 1-and-1. One of 6 seniors on this experienced Merrimack team. Nashua North with just 3. First shot no good. Rebound tipped away by Mercado, and this one bouncing towards the half-court stripe, and it'll be out of bounds off of Crampton and the Tomahawks. So a lucky bounce there for North will give them the ball, leading by 2. Cardin to inbound at half court. She'll find Gershgorin. Spinning it around to Choate. Pass to Conrad, picked off. Able to get there was Riley Crampton, and she'll take it up herself, guarded tightly. Working it around the outside, content to whip it around the wing. Now they go downstairs. It's Kira Bike trying to spin around Conrad. No dice there. Sadwani Up top to Bike. Conrad comes out defensively.
Good recovery, good help defense there by the Titans.
2-3 zone with not a lot of holes. Conrad goes up, sticks the hands up, causing the shot to fall short. Mercado with the rebound and the foul called on Crampton.
And that was that series of events right there, a result of great tenacity on the defensive end by the Titans, moving their feet, challenging the passing lanes, challenging the shots, and as a result, they come away with the ball and another team foul against Merrimack.
Mazerol checks back in. Olivia Mazerol back into the game. First time Jordan Choate has had a seat on the bench. Just under 6 to play in the second quarter. Conrad resetting up top to Gershgorin. Fires the pass, sets the screen. The long three-pointer, nice. Good. Nice shot by Bianca Gershgorin. The train brings the lead to 5. 14-9 with 5:30 to go.
Gershgorin's first point's a three-pointer. Nice make there for the Titan.
Sidwani with the bounce pass downstairs to DeFossis. Three-pointer from Waller, in and out, grabbed by Mazerol. There's Cardin coming the other way with some speed, finds Gershgorin. Looking across to Mercado. Mercado goes up with the left, no good. Conrad rebound, goes up and is fouled. We get a chance to see Victoria Conrad at the line for the first time. 5:12 to go in the first half. Nashua North leading 14-9.
Great job of Nashua North getting the ball out there on the break, reversing it, and getting an easy look.
First shot from Conrad, good. Nice backspin on that one. You know, as a big in general, whether it's boys or girls, that you're going to get your opportunities from the free throw line. You don't want to be a victim of the hack-a-shack strategy.
Right, exactly right.
You've got to be able to drain the free throws. I'd say even 60% regularity if you're a big.
At the very least.
Yeah, that's on the low side. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Nice shooter's touch there.
That second one good. That backspin. Picture perfect. Biggest lead of the game once again is 7 for the Titans. Working it up the other way is Emma Veluzzi into the game for the first time. Dunks downstairs to Fossis. Backspin on that shot, no good off the back of the rim. Mercado coming out of nowhere to grab it. Gershgorin is fouled.
And I'll tell you right there, DeFossis' shot, the trajectory of it was changed by the defensive pressure of Victoria Conrad.
And it's not always about getting a hand on the ball or throwing a body into a body. Sometimes just that presence.
That's right.
They're there and you have to work around and or over them, as we saw in that last one.
Correct.
So 4:54 to play. Conrad not downstairs for the rebound as Gershgorin to the line for the first time. It was the 8th team foul for Merrimack. Gershgorin's shot is no good. It was Mazerol trying to go over the back, but not to be. Here's Merrimack the other way. One left and right. Nice move by Sidwani.
Nice play, Sidwani.
Good. Their first points of the game on that hustling layup where he didn't even dribble, just kind of fake left, went right. Baseline shot was good, 16-11 the score. Conrad pump faking right. This one turned over, Crampton the other way all alone. Uncontested layup is good. After being down 7 again, now the lead shrinking to 4, or rather 3, 16-13 the score. So it'll be Cardin to bring it up. Grace Cardin, the 5'4" freshman. Get it at the top and set up the offense. Working right, Merrimack with a tight man-to-man coverage. They're coming way outside the three-point line. Under 4 to go, second quarter, more than halfway done. Mercado looking for a drive, out to Mazerol. Now Cardin dumps to Conrad, turning around, no good. Again.
Got to make those, Matt.
Not sure she knew where she was on the floor.
Yep.
Merrimack the other way with some tempo. Looking down, turned over once again off the hands of Bike. Cardin, the freshman, slowing it up, working around.
Maybe force that one.
No good off the side of the backboard, and Mercado couldn't bring it in, too hot to handle. Back and forth they go. Here comes Veluzzi. Bounce pass to Sidwani. That layup is good, and she'll get a foul shot. The frantic tempo benefiting Merrimack there is they've been able to send crashers towards the net, and a great bounce pass there.
And I think if you're Nashua South, you got to tell your team, slow down a little bit. Get your composure about you. Don't force shots up at inopportune times. Run our offensive sets.
So Conrad and Mercado out. Checking back in, Natalie Burgess and Jordan Choate for shot for, or rather the three-point play completed by Sidwani. And This one tied once again, so that's the second 7-point deficit the Merrimack has been able to overcome in the first half alone.
So Duani leading all Merrimack scorers right now with 5.
We're just looking for Choate. That one tipped. Lucky that Jordan was able to hold on to that one. Gershgorin with some space. Shot from just inside the free throw line. Goes in and then rolls out. 3 minutes to play. Tied up at 16. Good defense there by Burgess, but Crampton able to find that pass. So slowly offense up and look for Veluzzi on the right. Top to DeFossis. Crampton, open 3. No good off the back of the iron. Gershgorin finding the rebound, goes to the floor, and a timeout called smartly by Kirk Dutilli.
Yeah, that was going to end in a travel or a jump ball at the very least for North, so Coach Dutilli calling a timeout there.
Makes it easier when it's in front of your own bench.
No question about that.
So this has been a game of runs, Jason Roby. It was 7-0, all of a sudden 7-7. It was 16-9, all of a sudden 16-16. Whenever Nashua North has been able to put out there, Merrimack has been able to answer.
And I think if you're Nashua North, these little mini runs by Merrimack are coming at you when you're doing things that are uncharacteristic of your team. You're forcing shots, you're making ill-advised passes, you're getting away from your offensive sets, and as a result, Merrimack ends up going on these little mini runs. So the positive that you could take from this if you're Coach Dutilli is, look, if we do the things that we're accustomed to doing, we can stop being our own worst enemy. We're setting up these turns of events by the things that we're doing or not doing, as it were.
And offensively, Nashua North scored the most points in the preliminary games. They defeated Milford yesterday in the late game, 57-34. Nobody scored as many points as the Titans yesterday. Meanwhile, Merrimack coming off of a 44-27 win over Keene. Traveling a long way down here. 2:30 to play, 16 apiece. Carnan back out to Gershgorin. 3-point shot, no good. Bouncing rebound goes towards the Merrimack bench. Tipped away by Sidwani, a savvy play.
I'm not sure that is an okay play, and I'll talk to you about that in a second. Oh, great block shot there.
Rejected by Burgess. Carnan coming the other way. 2-on-2. Carnan, bounce pass. Mazarol slows things up at the baseline, and it turned over right to DeFossis into the waiting arms. Now she'll turn it around. Layup from Veluzzi on the right.
Nice make.
Merrimack with their first lead of the game. I think I know what you were talking about on that last play.
Yeah.
So Duani kind of ran out of bounds.
She ran out of bounds. Maybe she came back in and established herself, but I didn't think you could be the first person to touch it after you saved it from going out of bounds. And I could be wrong.
Another 3 from Gershgorin. This one no good as well. This one bouncing around, and say that Veluzzi touched it.
Yeah, so I'm not, again, going back to that. I don't know what the exact ruling is, but if you save the ball, I don't know if you have to reestablish yourself back in the court and then retrieve it, or if it has to be somebody else to touch it first.
It was an athletic play regardless.
Great play, good hustle.
We'll give her that. The
no doubt.
A different question.
Speaking of great hustle, here we go on the other end.
Veluzzi, lay in.
And again, Nashua North turning the ball over, which is leading to these easy buckets for Merrimack.
Credit to Lorendi. She did a great job to get down there and fresh off the bench, those fresh legs showing themselves. So this is the biggest deficit for the Titans. Down 4, 20-16 with $1:12 to play and a travel called. Let's say that Mazarol took an extra step. Merrimack with all the momentum here. Overcome a couple of big deficits and now with a lead for their effort.
One of the things I like about both these teams, man, is you have a lot of multi-sport athletes on both teams. They're not just basketball players. You see a lot of track, lacrosse, soccer players. It's great to see these kids doing more than one thing.
Yeah, in an era where everything's so specialized, yeah, it's kind of bucking that trend. Foul called on the outside. They're going to say that Burgess was a bit too aggressive on the attempt. So
number 10, Natalie Burgess.
Get the free throw shot here. Just under a minute to play, 57.2 seconds to go in the first half of action. Olivia Coates' first shot is no good. 1-and-1. Stays at just 1 as Jordan Choate. Looking for Gershgorin. Crampton able to tip it away, but the ball will stay with the Titans. Tight full court pressure for Merrimack. This one inbounded to Gershgorin. Now the Tomahawks back off. 47 seconds left. See how slow the Titans take this offensively. Almost a turnover there as Choate looks to drive back to Gershgorin. Dumps downstairs to Burgess. Burgess pass out to Mazarol, in and out of the hands. This one turned over once again with 35.8 to go.
This is actually a good strong move by Burgess there. I would have liked to see her continue to the hoop and see what she could have done. Or maybe if she had given that pass up, established herself on the block, gotten it back from Mazarol. I wonder if they'll go back to that.
27 seconds left. Merrimack enjoying their biggest lead of the afternoon, 20-16. They're on top. Three-pointer from Twardowski, no good. Choate fighting for the rebound. It goes to Mazarol. Mazarol down the near sideline. Back up top, they'll reset to Gershgorin. 10 seconds left. They're going to look to hold for the last shot. Mazarol down to Choate, spinning. Left-hand shot, no good. Grabs her own rebound. Second attempt, no good as well. That one's going to go out of bounds, and that'll be the end of the first half. So in a game of runs, Merrimack struck last, at least in the first half, a 20-16 lead. Nashua South led early, struggled late in that first half of action.
We'll see what happens as we head into the second half. I think if you're Nashua North, what I'm looking at, Matt, is I'm seeing at least 5 missed layups, maybe more for Nashua North in the paint. You know, that's 10 points that go by the board, and instead of being down 4, you could be up 6. So hate to say the woulda, coulda, shoulda game, but if you're Nashua North, you make some of those easy buckets, things take a little bit different look.
20-16, Merrimack on top of Nashua North. We'll be back for the second half of action. One of these teams going to take on Nashua South in the championship here in the Chic-fil-A Holiday Tournament on Nashua ATV.
Attention travelers. Next Tuesday, a major hurricane will cause complete chaos throughout the city. Water, phone, and internet service will be in short supply. There will likely be panic citywide. Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Welcome back into Nashua South High School. Second half of action coming up between the Nashua North Titans and the Merrimack Tomahawks. 20-16, the Tomahawks on top. We're here at the Chic-fil-A Holiday Tournament, the 4th annual here in the city of Nashua. But another Nashua girls team, the Bishop Girton Cardinals, the 4-time defending state champions, down in Naples, Florida for the Naples Holiday Shootout. They'll take on the Miami Country Day High School tomorrow at 4:30. And Jason, you got some more info on the breakdown of that tournament.
Just got off the phone with Brad Creek as their plane landed in Florida, and they're playing a team that lost a lot to graduation, but they return a 6'9" center and a team that went to the national semifinals last year. So Coach Craig's team have their hands full tomorrow, but best of luck to the BG Cardinals as they play in this national tournament down in Florida.
Back underway here, Matt Everett, Jason Roby, and our cameraman producer extraordinaire Tim O'Neill coming at you live. Tomorrow, or rather following this game, it'll be Thornton against Nashua North in the boys semifinal, Goffstown and Malvern at 6:30. Final 4 teams remaining on the boys' side here in the Chic-fil-A Holiday Invitational, 4th annual here at Nashua North and South High School. It'll be Merrimack in the blue uniforms moving from left to right here in the second half. Nashua North in the all-white going from right to left. Crampton, Riley Crampton, the senior guard, driving downstairs. Conrad rips it away. And they will call the foul. Conrad not afraid to get aggressive there.
Yeah, good play, good hands by Victoria Conrad wrestling that ball away, and the Titans will take possession.
So the foul called on Crampton, the first of the half either way. Full court press employed by the Tomahawks. Looking to bring it across the time stripe is Olivia Mazarol. Conrad open on the far side, looking to reset up top. It's off the hands of Gershgorin. That'll be a backcourt violation. You get the 6'4" Victoria Conrad and the 5'3" Bianca Gershgorin, and that height differential exemplified on that pass there.
A great job by North breaking the press. They had the numbers, but they tried to settle it down and unfortunately turned the ball over.
So bringing it up for the Tomahawks will be Teresa Twardowski. Reset it back up top to Heather Rohr. Now to Crampton looking for a pass. Instead, Twardowski. NBA three-point shot, no good, over the top of the backboard and out of bounds. You like the open look, but maybe take a dribble and get yourself about another 4 feet in there.
Get yourself a little closer, right? Yeah. You know, you have an opportunity to do that and take advantage of that space.
Gershgorin with the spin. Looking for a pass. It's picked off by Twardowski. Heading the other way, a layup contested And a good foul there by number 15, Lillian Brooks, to get in the way. No easy layups, especially with the game the way that it went to end that first half.
Yeah, no question. I thought Lillian could have been called maybe a half court. Unfortunately, she gets called a little closer to the basket, so that'll result in 2 attempts here for Merrimack.
Twardowski's first of 2 is good. 21-16. Merrimack trailed at 1.7-0, and then again 16-9, and they made up both of those deficits in spades, as they are now leading by 5. Second shot no good, so a 50% trip for Twardowski to the line. Choate able to somehow keep that pass in the grasp. A long 2-point shot from Brooks is no good. Conrad can't bring down the rebound. Twardowski finds that one at the feet and will turn it around. Guarded by Gershgorin. This one knocked away by Olivia Mazeral. Down to the floor goes DeFossis. Open 3-pointer for Teresa Twardowski is good. Biggest lead of the afternoon, 24-16. It's the Merrimack Tomahawks on top.
Twardowski leads all scorers now with 8 points.
He's gotten 4 of them in the last 30 seconds of gameplay.
10-second violation
called. The Titans unable to get it across the timeline. Great defense by the Tomahawks, and picking up right where they left off, coming out of that first half where they entered the break blazing hot. They probably wish there was another 5 minutes or so of game action, but they're doing much of the same here in half number 2. Top of the key is Rohr. DeFossis downstairs to Crampton. Back to DeFossis on the give and go.
Great backdoor cut there.
Largest lead for either side is 10, 26-16. Merrimack beginning to run away. See how the Titans respond.
The pressure now getting to the Titans, but they break that press.
Mazeral drives. Conrad passes up the open 3. Haven't seen her attempt anything from outside the paint just yet.
Don't know if that's in her repertoire.
It is for Jordan Choate, but she does the same by passing it up, resetting to Bianca Gershgorin. Titans slowing up the tempo. They got into trouble when it was in a lot of back and forth. Choate fouled by Twardowski, not allowing the easy run to the baseline.
Foul is on number 3, Teresa.
5:18 to play in the third quarter. Nashua North going to inbound from just in front of their own bench. Kurt Dutilli barking out the orders, first-year head coach.
Merrimack's aggressive approach is really paying off here in the second half.
Looking up top to Conrad. He's just able to keep it within the grasp. Sacrifice positioning for possession any day. The pass goes to DeFossis. It's turned over nonetheless. Back to Twardowski. Driving. Behind the back pass to Crampton. The layup good.
The whirling dervish.
What a move there, and a timeout called. A smart move there by Kurt Dutilli as this game started to get away from the Titans, now trailing by 12. The largest lead of the game just keeps getting extended and extended further. 28-16 with 5:02 to go in the third quarter. Merrimack on a torrid pace offensively coming out of the halftime break.
Looks like Merrimack has their sea legs about them right now as they're doing anything they want. The pressure resulting in turnovers, great aggressive defense that's resulting in poor passes from Nashua North, and seems to be taking Nashua North out of their rhythm, both in the half court and with the full court pressure. So Coach Dutilli trying to settle his troops down a little here before this thing gets away from them too much.
And even when the Titans, including their last possession, were able to kind of slow things down, there really doesn't seem to be much rhyme or reason as to where they're going and why. They haven't been able to drive inside except for long, high passes to Conrad, who has the size advantage. There has been no give and go.
No rhythm to the offensive
Exactly.
sets right now. And credit Merrimack's defense for maybe causing some of that havoc and some of that indecision by the Titan offense.
Done a good job of taking away a lot of those passing lanes. They'll open it up and then slam them shut right away. 5:02 to go in the third quarter. Jordan Choate to inbound from underneath her own net as the Titans to stop the momentum for Merrimack, who now leads by 12. Long pass to Mazeral completed and fouled almost immediately. That was Samantha Page on the infraction.
And the key to breaking any press, Matt, and you hear it from day one when you start playing biddy basketball, is the fewer times the ball hits the floor, the better when you're trying to break that full court pressure. And North was able to get the ball over three-quarter court without the ball hitting the floor once.
Conrad gets, spins, shot no good. Choate trying to fight for the rebound. Instead, it's McKenna DeFossis turning things around the other way. Twardowski, the tray no good. Mercado checking into the game, tips it away. McKenna DeFossis with the three-point try. That one no good as well, and the rebound ripped away by Lillian Brooks. She's had a big impact on the glass. Looking at Conrad. That layup good off the glass. Nashua North back on the scoreboard, now trailing by 10.
And a great pass there to Victoria, and she has a nice finish. Brings North to within 10.
DeFossis covered tightly by Mercado. Tries to find a pass inside. She does. Baby soft touch from Samantha Page. Those types of shot, you usually see a player use the backboard. That one was nothing but net. Choate looking to bring it across half court. Finds Page. Over to Gersh-Gorin. Open on the elbow, but she dumps downstairs to Mercado. A dribble, a spin, a shot. No good. It's short.
You know, even though they came away with no points there, that's exactly what we should be seeing from North as they get into their offense.
Pass downstairs, Conrad guarding tight defensively, roars, pass is good. And a money look by Samantha Page, crashing hard from the baseline.
Page gets her 6th point, another turnover there for Merrimack.
Page, another long pass, Twardowski mid-range shot, no good. Mercado able to pull down the rebound, trying to break the press, a good dribble to get through. It's Choate, driving, goes through it, a foul called.
Oh.
That'll be a block, and Heather Rohr can't believe it.
Yeah, that's a tough call there. Looked like Rourke had established position. Maybe the referee thought she slid her right leg.
She's going to check out. Waller and Kira Bike both checking back in, both juniors. Coming in after this first free throw from Choate. Say it was on the shot attempt. Choate's first of 2, no good, rolling around the rim. So DeFossis checking out as well as Heather Rohr.
Pretty balanced scoring here from Merrimack right now, Matt. You have 8 players in the scoring column from Merrimack.
Anytime you can get more than 6, that's a good look.
Yep.
Second shot for Choate, no good. She goes 0 for 2. Rebound yanked away by Samantha Page. Struggling to get it out from her baseline. She finds Crampton, whips it up to Twardowski. Twardowski inside the three-point stripe. She'll turn it around and go back up top to Page. Page working it over to the right side, and Kira Bike.
Good passing by the Tomahawks. Good reversal of the basketball. No dribbles here at all.
Twardowski, a 3.
Well done.
Big time performance in the second half for Teresa Twardowski. Another tray. The lead 35-18, and the travel called on Choate. The passing has not been crisp for Nashua North. Nothing to the chest. Everything's been either high or low. Tough to do much of anything when you're just trying to maintain your balance. As Conrad and Gersh-Gorin check out. It'll be Randy checking in, as well as Natalie Burgess.
That last possession by Merrimack was a clinic on how to move the basketball. And as I say that, they turn the ball right over.
Right, and there is Lillian Brooks. Right-handed lay-in is good, so Nashua responding.
Good finish by Brooks there.
And a double dribble called, so 35-20, and the Titans maybe with a little bit of momentum. 2:32 to go in the third quarter. It'll be Lorendi to bring it up. The Titans working from right to left. She finds Brooks. Brooks looking for a drive. She stops. Dumps down low to Mercado. She spins.
Nice move by Mercado.
That one's in. She's shown it off with the left today.
Another field athlete, a javelin thrower for the Titans.
If you didn't know she was a southpaw, you do now. Every shot of hers has been from the left. Up top to Waller. Waller looking to get around Burgess. Tight defensively, nothing getting by her. Out of the elbow, a bounce pass goes downstairs. Spinning attempt by Page, the shot no good. Rebound goes to Waller. Shot from Twardowski off the back of the rim. Mercado able to grab the board, trapped in the corner. This one punched away, and it'll be the Tomahawks who come up with it as Waller on the back end. Pass goes downstairs. Jumping around down low is Kira Bike. She's triple teamed, and the pass goes out. Turned over again.
She doesn't have the numbers. We'll see if she takes it. She does.
Clean
Game getting a little sloppy right now.
Jillian Waller on the other end, just getting enough of that one to redirect it. 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. 13-point lead. Trying to extend it his Bike, and they're going to call a timeout prior to the shot. Michael Soucy, the head coach for Merrimack. Not sure if he saw how open that attempt was.
Well, that could be the result of just a little bit of erratic play on both sides of the floor for both teams, really. Reel this thing back in. And if you're Merrimack, you have to like the balance of your scoring. You have to like the ball movement. And if you're North, certainly things that you can build on, some good fast break points here and some aggressive defense. So 1:22 to play here in the third quarter. Your lead is 13, but I think Nashua North's going to hang around here.
Yeah, you wonder how much of North's opening win against Milford that this Merrimack coaching staff watched, because North has gone from being the most impressive offense out of the opening game, scoring 57 points yesterday, and they've been severely limited. They've gone a couple of minutes at a time without any points, just 22 up till now.
Well, let me say this. I live in Milford, but I don't know how good the Milford, what the Milford girls team looks like either. So that's something that that could have played a part as well.
No hometown pride for you.
I love hey, go Spartans, baby. Love the Spartans.
Spinning around is Paige. She gets the pass again. The shot good. And that glass has been the friend of the Tomahawks thus far, as we're under a minute to play in the third. Lorendi double team. She's looking for a pass. She can't get it out. It's ripped away. They're going to call a jump ball. It was Riley Crampton who got in there, aggressive on the defensive side, and the possession arrow going the way of the Titans. So 51 seconds to go. Pass up to Lorendi, who takes it across half court. She's driving. She'll take the layup, and that one's in.
Nice make.
Easy as it gets, just going right around Jillian Waller. And the clock did not start, so they're going to stop it. They ran about a second off and get an inbound pass from Merrimack on the near side. See what if they end up changing it to.
Once again, I don't think they get their Chick-fil-A sandwiches either.
Not yet. I see some over there.
Yeah.
They're going to let a couple seconds run off, probably at about 46, 47. There we go.
Okay.
It's an inexact science.
Sure.
So 46.8, and it was 51.2 for about 6 seconds. So this one inbounded to Twardowski.
She got the ball in the front court, took it into the back court.
I believe Lorendi may have just tipped it.
She did? Okay.
And that would be the only explanation there.
Well, based on what we just saw with the clock, anything goes today.
Waller back to Crampton, and they'll reset to Twardowski. Merrimack looking like they're content to hold for the last shot of the third quarter. Waller pressured tightly by Burgess. She'll drive, goes up through contact and rolls it in with 15 seconds left to go.
That was a great finish right there.
Biggest lead once again, 39-24, and Lorendi fouled almost immediately by Kira Bike.
Merrimack keeping that pressure on, and they'll fall back now. Looks like they'll pick up just after half court in their man-to-man defense, and they will.
10 seconds left. They find Jordan Choate on the far sideline. Choate struggling to find an outlet pass, gets it to Lorendi, and an offensive foul called. I think they're going to go against Lillian Brooks.
You're exactly right.
Kind of just crashed too hard. There was a couple of Titan offensive players crashing towards the net, and I think Brooks kind of pieces somebody on the way by. And with that, that'll wrap up the third quarter of action. In a game of runs, it was a big one for the Tomahawks. 39-24, all of a sudden that 4-point lead at the half, now expanding out to 15.
Well, the Merrimack started to run, their pressure started to pay off, and they were the beneficiary of some fast break points. So I like what I'm seeing from this Tomahawk team, and if you're Coach Dutilli for Nashua North, I think, what do you tell your kids here? Keep playing hard, make good, crisp passes, finish strong, stay in this game. And, the fact that this is a new coach, seeing these kids for the first time, seeing what they can do, they're both going to grow together. So, like what I saw early on from Nashua North, and while they're not out of this game yet, I think there are things that you'll watch on film that you can certainly learn from and grow from moving forward.
It's a very young team in general. Only 3 seniors, and only Bianca Gershgoren out of those seniors has appeared in this game.
Right.
So a lot to like, especially in the next year or so. You've got Victoria Conrad, a junior, get Caitlin Lorendi, a junior, Lillian Brooks, a junior, and Jordan Choate, a junior as well. So you're going to have a phenomenal senior class next season.
You're learning new offensive systems, new defensive systems, terminology. You're playing with, with groupings that you might not be used to. It's all a growing experience, and you can see this Merrimack team has played together for quite some time. They really move the ball well. I love the spatial awareness that these young ladies have on the floor, and it's fun to watch.
Only 2 returning starters from last year for this Nashua North team, and only Bianca Gershgoren has had a ton of playing time in the last 2 seasons. So here we are underway in the final quarter of play. Nashua North looking to make a big comeback. They're down 15 points here in the semifinal, the 4th annual Chic-fil-A tournament here at Nashua South High School. The travel call.
And Merrimack's going to get called for the travel there, Matt, but to tell you what I saw in that possession. She drove baseline. They cut the baseline off double team. She quickly kicked it out, skipped past to the other side of the floor. Then they reversed it again. I mean, that's just court awareness by Merrimack.
Gershgoren able to save it, but save that 10-second violation, which she does.
Nice job. Good recognition by Cho.
Dumped inside, now back out to Mazzaro. Conrad shot no good. Just a bit too close to that baseline.
Excuse me, that wasn't Cho. That was Mercado on that pass.
Here's Mercado with it now. She spins another.
And the left again. Wow.
That is her specialty. The catch, put the ball on the floor once, spin and drop it with the left.
Leading scorer for the Titans too, Matt, with 8 points.
Not too many players at any level can get that shot, especially with the left hand. She makes it look easy. Here we go, Merrimack looking to drive down low. Conrad able to get the hand in there. Looked like she just reached over the head of Shannon Sidwani and tipped it out.
Good quick hands. Nice bounce pass there by Mazzarol, trying to hit Mercado under the hoop, and it goes off of Kara Bike's feet.
Well, it could have been called a kick either way, but nonetheless, it'll be North with the ball, looking for Mazzarol. Good pass on the inbound. She goes up, and a late foul called on the shot attempt. It'll be Olivia Mazzarol to the line.
Good inbounds play right there, run by the Titans. You wonder if Olivia had to put the ball on the floor or not there in that situation. She could have gone straight up.
Especially with the speed that she was approaching the basket with. So 6:50 to go in the contest. First free throw, no good. Rolling off the front, then the back and the front once more. Every free throw counts, especially if you're the Titans in this situation down 13. They don't call them free throws for nothing. Second one no good, eerily similar to the first one. So 0 for 2 for Mazzarol. Quickly bringing it up the other way. That's Samantha Page resets back up top to Emma Veluzzi. Now to Waller. Waller to Veluzzi once again, guarded by Bianca Gershgoren. Nice pass inside. Looking for the outlet. Veluzzi it is, back at the top of the key with 6:30 to go. Dwani catches that one at the chest. Dribbling is Page, not going to get around. Conrad rolls that one downstairs, and it skips through the baseline. Another turnover from Merrimack, and they'll make a couple of substitutions as Teresa Twardowski checks in. She's been the top scorer for both sides, and Heather Rohr will come into the contest as well. Get up the other way as Mazzarol.
See right there, nobody communicated with Olivia Mazzarol that she had pressure coming from behind. Shannon Sidwani was coming from behind, and nobody on her bench said anything.
Good breakaway on the defensive side. Sidwani with a clean strip. Looking to inbound, and they find Mazzarol on the right elbow. Over to Grace Carden, dumps for Mercado. Back to Carden, now whipping it to Mazzarol.
Would have been a good time to reverse that ball right there.
Conrad from the free throw line up to Carden. He'll try a drive right, instead kicks out. Looking for Conrad once again. They fire it upstairs. Conrad, one dribble on the layup. She's fouled on the shot attempt.
Like to see more of that from Victoria, going strong to the hoop, going up. Getting a couple of freebies here.
A bigger player like Conrad is, and she's been struggling from the field. This is the best way to get your points. Go to the free throw line on the drive attempt. First shot, no good, very close there. That's the first one she's missed out of 3.
That thing was 3/4 of the way down.
I mentioned it earlier, for your bigger players, you want to be able to be relatively proficient from the line, as she has shown thus far. Second shot from Conrad, short, she knew it out of the hand.
Yeah.
Crampton bringing it the other way. She slow it up, finds Sidwani. Covered by Conrad. That's a size mismatch, and Conrad just has to step in the way. Sidwani a bit quicker towards the baseline. A good job by Victoria of not allowing the easy lane. 17 fouls committed by Merrimack. Just 3 for Nashua North. If I'm the Titans offensively, I just keep driving. Crampton on the
nice
give and
backdoor
go.
cut there.
Too much on the layup. Twardowski, the tray, no good.
Oh,
Roar has it tipped away from her, and it'll be Gershgorin turning things around for the Titans.
Titans got fortunate there. They weren't boxing out on that possession.
As they're all trying to work around Roar, the bounce pass goes off the foot, and the kick ball, it'll stay with the Titans. 5:19 to go in the contest. The deficit 13, as it has been for a handful of minutes.
Titans need to check their floor spacing. Nice give to Conrad. She can't finish.
Not a lot of touch there. The line drive fired to the backboard. Twardowski pushes it to Samantha Page. Leaves for Sidwani. She'll go left. Tries the drive, looking for a pass. It's Twardowski again. Conrad steps up, and it's off the hands of Bianca Gershgorin.
Yeah, Gershgorin, good help defense, sliding down there to deflect that kick-out pass.
5:01 to go as substitution awaits. Lillian Brooks checks in. She'll spell Olivia Mazarol. With her dad Nate watching from just behind the Titans bench. Nashua South boys basketball varsity coach. The shot from Page off the inbound, no good. Mercado able to pull the rebound away from her own teammate. Here comes the freshman Grace Carden. Goes to the left.
Good crossover dribble there by Carden.
He sets upstairs to Brooks. Brooks with the drive, splitting two defenders and hacked at by Twardowski. That'll be the 8th team foul for the Tomahawks. So Titans trying to drive a bit more. One thing that's interesting, Jason, is on these free throws, Victoria Conrad not downstairs at all. She's been at half court or further back every single time. They don't want her to get those rebounds.
Yeah. Again, just trying to figure out your system.
Gives her an opportunity to drop back defensively a bit quicker.
I mean, I suppose if you're, an 80% free throw shooting team, you might not need them, but where you're down this many points and you're not shooting well from the line, maybe that height underneath the basket would serve you better.
So Dewani's shot goes off the bottom of the backboard, just keeping this ball active. Mercado with the left, the hook shot.
Very pretty
good.
From Mercado.
Nothing but net, Olivia Mercado.
Leads All North scorers with 10 points off the bench.
Aliana Mercado with the left. She has been excellent with that southpaw shot. 4 minutes to go. North down 9. Dewani driving around Aliana Mercado. Here's Crampton. Looking to go over top, and Gershgorin just a bit too much contact there. And it'll be just the 4th foul, though. A handful to give for Nashua North.
Interesting. We're this far into the game and only 14 fouls against the Titans. So you can be a little more aggressive here and not really be penalized.
Burgess checks in. It'll be Victoria Conrad to the bench. So the offense trying to spread things out a bit more. Inbound goes. Sidwani back up top to Roar. Roar over to Crampton downstairs.
Great ball movement.
Good.
And again, good spatial awareness on the floor from Merrimack. Good ball movement. Ball never touches the floor. And you're rewarded with a pretty easy bucket there.
Merrimack calls the timeout after the make. They lead by a 41-28 margin, 3:43 left to go. If you're Nashua North, it's do or die time offensively.
Yeah, you can't come away from this trip without points. Whether it be from the free throw line, a layup, a three-pointer, you have to come away with something just to feel good about getting something out of the trip. There are no moral victories here on this next trip offensively for North. Have to come away with at least a couple of points.
It's getting down to the point where this game could more or less be over in about a minute if they're not able to put anything on the scoreboard. It's going to be an impressive comeback if they make it regardless, but it's going to have to start pretty soon. And they've got to really do a good job of assessing the defense. It looks like Merrimack has been backing off of that full court press in the last 2 minutes of game action or so.
They're just, they're keeping position on the Titans. They're in good defensive position. So even though they're off of them, they're really able to force which way the Titans are able to go. And as we say that, it looks like they will extend their full court. Boy, we're 0 for, aren't we, Matt?
That's like they're listening, yeah. we gotta start covering our mouth like a football coach calling plays.
Right.
3:43 to go in the contest, 41-28. Merrimack up big for now.
Yeah, make them earn their points. No freebies.
Gershgorin goes back to Lillian Brooks. Brooks to Carden has it knocked away. She goes down to the floor and it's bouncing around. Twardowski comes out of the pile with it. Her layup is good. 43-28, the biggest lead of the night.
Twardowski has 13 points by my count right now.
Brooks to Gershgorin, a no-touch pass. Likely should have slowed that one up. And
Twardowski's everywhere for this Merrimack team.
she has been hot. 5'7" junior guard finds Sidwani up top. Roar. Back to Crampton. Sidwani, top of the key. Long two.
Nice
good.
make.
Swish. 45-28 the score. A 17-point lead with the clock ticking just under 3. That might be the nail in the coffin at this point in the game. Off the hands of Mercado. Twardowski tips it away, and it'll be a travel call. That's going to be against Heather Roar.
But you look at the result of the last, 30 seconds. It's been a full court press that's resulted in multiple points for Merrimack, and North this is their first time on this side of half court.
Mercado gets it, tries it with the left, and rejected by Crampton. Carden's three-point attempt, no good. The air ball picked up by Brooks, who sort of fires it up at the backboard and in. Goes the lead to 15, but starting to get a bit too late if you're Nashua North. Twardowski guarded tightly by Carden. She gets by her with ease. Bounce pass downstairs, back out to Sidwani, right through the wickets, but she's able to recover. Moves to get around Mercado. Got a bit too handsy there, got the arm in the way and a foul called.
But again, as we mentioned earlier, Matt, that's only your 15th foul. So if you're able to poke that ball out and make a play off of it, that's fine.
Lorendi checking in. She'll spell Bianca Gershgorin. Maybe the last we see of Bianca today. Inbound goes to Twardowski. Carden, to her credit, playing some tight defense here late. Samantha Page over to Crampton. Dwani with the good cut, but Crampton passes it up. Twardowski to Roar.
Great ball movement by Merrimack here.
They get around Burgess, who keeps her in front. Now Brooks gets in the way of Sidwani, rather. Shannon Sidwani. That'll be the 7th against Nashua North. Or that's the 6th. So all of a sudden, we were talking about the discrepancy in fouls. They've come very close to each other. Now 8-6. Under 2 minutes to play.
Ooh.
Good defense by Lorendi, holding on, and we'll get a jump ball. It'll stay with the Tomahawks. But nonetheless, a great defensive pressure, even with the score like it is, from Caitlin Lorendi, the junior.
Well, it's nice to see that regardless of the score, the kids keep playing hard, and they're going to play, the way the coach wants them to. Play aggressive, play fast, play with heart, and that's what North will continue to do. And I would go so far as to say that's what you're going to see every night from this Nashua North team.
Mercado checks out. Jordan Choate back into the game. Lorendi gets a hand in there. She comes up with it herself. $1:40 to go. She'll take it up the floor herself as well. Stops in the lane looking for a pass. It's Brooks. Long two. No good off the back of the rim. Fighting for it down low. It's Crampton that comes out of the pile. She's taking it with the right, looking to get past Jordan Choate. Forced to slow it up. Just past the half-court line, and that one's tipped. The referee on that far side signaling it emphatically that it was tipped by Jordan Choate. Teresa Twardowski driving with the left, fires it up with the right, a roller that goes in.
Twardowski's a pretty good player. She can do it off the dribble, she can do it off the pass. She plays great defense.
Here's Choate with the ball again. Finds Brooks, same shot as the last time down. This one's no good as well. Under a minute to go, 17-point deficit. Sidwani, the layup. Lorendi can't get there in time, and this one drops 49-30. And Michael Susi, the head coach for the Tomahawks, saying, get back on defense, calling off the Dogs, leading by 19. Duck downstairs to Burgess. And a little bit more time than she thought, and she's pushed down on the foul and helped up by Roar. Good sportsmanship there, and Lorendi will check out. Coming into the game for the first time will be the senior Samantha Gadbois. Carden to inbound. Just under 40 seconds to go. Drops to Burgess. It's back behind the three-point line. The hand to Carden. She'll try a drive and is rejected. First touches for Gadbois. Up to Burgess. Titans slowing things up, knowing what the game situation calls for. Carden, no good on the shot. Fouled is Burgess. She'll go to the line for 2.
Looks like Lorendi was the recipient of a bloody nose as I look over off towards the trainer's table there.
Yeah, she made a move pretty quickly after being subbed out.
Yep. She is a spark plug. She gives this team a little extra fire when she's in the game.
So 20.5 seconds left to go. It'll be Burgess to the line for 2 shots. This point is playing for pride. First shot way high and
Rainmaker.
Front of the rim, yeah.
You know what's interesting, Matt, is Merrimack, when things got, was seen pretty well in hand, Merrimack actually turned up the heat as opposed to pulling back, and it worked out well for them.
The Widowmaker shot from the rafters is no good, but it stays with the Titans. Looks like it'll be Carden to inbound, and timeout called. A full timeout by Kurt Dutilli with 20.4 seconds left to go. 49-30. Now, the Fat Lady has not sung yet. You don't want to count out the
Is there a 19-point shot here, Matt, that I'm not aware
I'll
of?
say officially. All right, so then looking ahead, Jason Roby, to tomorrow. We're going to have the Merrimack Tomahawks against the Nashua South Purple Panthers. Who do you like and why?
I'm going to tell you right now, I like what I've seen from both teams. I thought, South got out to a great start early and held on there in that first game. I have to say I like what I've seen from Merrimack just from the standpoint of spatial awareness on the floor, ball movement, the number of scoring threats they have. We talked about it earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kids have scored for that team. I just think they have a lot of court awareness, let's say. And while I think South is very formidable, it's their home court, it's their tournament, that counts for something. I just really like what I've seen poise-wise from this Merrimack team.
And for me, for the Tomahawks, it's been that killer instinct. They got up and they kept the foot on the gas, which Nashua South did not do. Turnover here, and this should wrap it up as Merrimack likely going to hold till the last whistle. Carden goes down and she's injured.
Oh, looks like I don't know if she rolled an ankle or twisted a knee. Let's hope.
Grabbing that left leg. She hops up quickly.
Yeah, those non-contact injuries are the ones that you hate to see.
And the fact that she was able to pop up that quickly likely just
gave out on her maybe.
Yeah, if it's, you fear the worst, but if it's that, she wouldn't have been able to hop up like that.
Right.
So wishing her well, and we'll see who checks in for her. It'll be Mutita Rana, sophomore, checking in for the first time. She'll play the last 7 seconds. Likely just going to be Merrimack inbound again and holding. Twardowski.
That's a backcourt violation. There we go. Caught it in the front court and then went backcourt.
Good defense by Gadbois with
there you go.
Time running out, so now 5 seconds. And I don't want to sell Rana short. She gets to inbound. She gets to touch the ball there. So time running out. Jillian Brooks will drive.
Nice look.
Buzzer beating layup, no good. So our final is set 49-30. The Merrimack Tomahawks come back from a couple of first half deficits, keep the foot on the gas, and end up with a 19-point victory over the Nashua North Titans. Nashua South against Tomahawk tomorrow at 5, a championship on the girls' side of the Chic-fil-A Invitational here at Nashua South High School. That's it for the girls, but we got plenty more action coming up. It'll be Thornton against Nashua North on the boys' side. Just a couple of minutes, and Alvern against Goffstown at 6:30, the 2 semifinal matchups. For our cameraman and producer Tim O'Neill and Jason Roby, I'm Matt Neverett, wishing you a good evening and a happy holiday season.